So there is no way to gauge what's going to happen with the economy or the housing market because, as you're about to see, consumer confidence is plunging, yet prices, especially home prices, are continuing to stay at astronomically high levels and potentially going to go higher. Check this out.
Consumer sentiment in the United States this month plunged by 11% to the second lowest level since records began back in the 1950s.
Builder confidence in newly built single-family homes is the lowest it's been in 7 months. Home costs are expected to rise another $9,200 due to tariffs.
And coming up, I'm going to show you some new sobering data that everyone needs to pay attention to, especially if you're thinking about buying a home. What's going on, my YouTube friends? This is Jerry Abbott, your #1 real estate resource here in beautiful Las Vegas. Hey guys, a couple of real quick things before we dive into the video. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn the cold hard facts about the U.S. economy, the U.S. real estate market, and specifically the Las Vegas real estate market, then make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Number 2, if you happen to like the content in today's video, make sure to press that thumbs up like button, guys. That would really help the channel out. And number 3, if you are thinking about relocating to beautiful Las Vegas, whether it's next month or next year, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. Let's dive into the video. All right, so I want to dive right in and show you guys this graphic that I just saw on social media the other day. Take a look at the very top there, which says, over the past 75 years, housing prices have only declined 7 times, and worst one occurred during the Great Financial Crisis from 2007 to 2011. Now you can see that right there next to my picture in the red there, where it says 2007, it said minus 5%, 2008 minus almost 12%, 2009 minus 3.7%, 2010 minus 4%, and 2011 minus 3.8%. But now here's the thing, when we zoom out on this chart and we look at the full 75-year history, take a look at all of the green on this chart. 68 of the 75 years show home prices going up. Now again, a lot of people think we're going to repeat that 2007 to 2011 crash. I definitely disagree with that, and some people are trying to time the market. I understand that because prices have gone up so much recently, but when you look at the long-term history of home ownership, if you buy a home and you hold on to it long-term, minus any kind of correction or crash, you're likely going to do very well owning a home over the long haul. All right, so now let's take a look at this recent article that just came out from Bankrate.com, which is really very shocking. Take a look at the headline at the top there, where it says, hopeful homebuyers need income of $117,000 to afford typical home in the U.S. Now, I want to highlight one particular sentence right here in this first paragraph below, where it says, that's almost a 50% increase since early 2020 when the income needed to buy a typical home was $78,000. So just think of how much more money you need to earn right now today. In 2025, you need to make almost $117,000 per year compared to just about 5 years ago when you only needed to make about $78,000. All right, so I scrolled down a little bit deeper into the article here because I wanted to just cherry pick a few states on the map graphic here, showing you what your annual household income needs to be in 2025 compared to just 2020. So let's do this. Let's just go down here to the southeast into Florida here. You can see right there, that little black box that pops up, it says $85,000. That was the annual household income you needed in 2020 to be able to afford a medium price point home in Florida. Now here's the thing, watch when I go up here and I click the gray bar where it says January 2025. Now when I click that and I go back, you can see the colors change on the map and we go back to Florida right there. Now look at the income that you need. In 2025, you need an income of $133,000 per year. All right, so now let's pick another state. So let's do this right above the map. I'm going to click right here where it says January 2020. It changes the colors on the map again. And now I'm going to pick the state of New York right there in the Northeast. So in New York in 2020, you needed about a $97,000 per year annual household income to afford the median house price there in New York. So then what we do is we go up to the top again. We click January 2025 and we go back to New York. And now take a look at the box that pops up. You now need a $160,000 per year annual household income in the state of New York to afford the average price point there. All right, so now let's pick another state. Let's pick the state that I'm in Nevada, right in the Las Vegas area. Take a look at that small black box that I'm hovering right over the state. It says $74,000. So again, that's in January of 2020. You had to earn about a $74,000 income to afford the median price point home. Now again, let's go to the top here, click January 2025, and then bring it right back down over the state. Now look at it. $126,000. So from 5 years ago here in Nevada, you needed to make about $74,000 a year 5 years ago to afford the average home price, and now you need to make about $126,000. All right, so now let's pick one more state. Let's pick the state of California. You can see the small black box right there that I'm hovering over. You can see it says California, $132,000. So about 5 years ago in January of 2020, you needed to earn about $132,000 per year to afford the median home price there. Now let's do this. Let's go back up to the top, click January 2025, and then come back to the state of California. Now look at the small black box. Now you need to earn $213,000 per year just 5 years later in the state of California to afford the median home price there. So this is the ultimate gut punch to many aspiring home buyers, because not only are home prices continuing to go higher and higher over the long term, but wages and income are lagging far behind, and I don't ever see the average income ever catching up to where home prices are headed. That's why people that have a high net worth and earn a high income, or they're an investor or a business owner, they are the ones that are dictating and dominating the real estate market. And even though a lot of average people are praying and hoping for a housing correction or a crash, and they think that it's definitely going to come, timing the market still likely won't help them, because if we do have a correction or a crash in the economy, they are the ones that are going to be hurt the most, while the high net worth individuals and the high income earners are the ones that will end up taking advantage of it, and the average person will continue to be squeezed out over the long term. Now here in Las Vegas, you can see right next to me that we have been at record high home prices through basically the first quarter of this entire year, and that has not changed, even though inventory has continued to go up pretty dramatically. Take a look at this short clip.
This is just in from the Las Vegas Realtors Association. They are saying the median price of homes sold in Southern Nevada, $485,000. That's the price tag here this morning. That ties the all-time high. It matches the price from the last 2 months. But take a look at this. More than 5,000 single-family homes listed for sale without any sort of offer in Southern Nevada. That is up 63% from the year earlier.
So what this is basically telling us is that even though housing inventory here in the Las Vegas Valley has dramatically gone up in the last year, there's still a tremendous amount of demand from buyers, investors, and corporations that are buying these homes, which is why home prices are still at record highs. And coming up, I want to show you a few examples of Las Vegas homes for sale in terms of what the closing prices were on these examples compared to the original list prices, and how much higher home prices are here now compared to just a few years ago. All right, so now I'm on the popular real estate platform Zillow, and I want to show you 3 specific examples of Las Vegas homes for sale that are actually no longer for sale. They recently closed, and I want to show you what the final sales price was on each of these homes compared to the original list price. Now, I'm going to start in the luxury category, which again, I know most people cannot afford a multi-million-dollar home, but there is a tremendous amount of luxury buyers in multi-million-dollar homes here in the Las Vegas real estate market. In fact, the Las Vegas luxury housing market is now more popular than Los Angeles. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to go down to the median price point. So you can see on the left side of the screen, this home recently closed at $5.8 million. It's a 4-bedroom, 7-bath home that's 7,500 square feet, but let's take a look at the full pricing history down below. All right, so focus your attention down at the bottom of the screen in the blue highlight. The date on the bottom left there says 1/28/2011. So we're going back a little over 14 years ago when this home was sold for $3,250,000, which was still a big price tag back then. But if we look just a little bit higher up in that yellow highlight, you can see the date where it says 4/23/2024. So 13 years later, the sellers listed this home for sale for $6 million. They were not able to get that price, but if you look just a little bit higher up where it says sold in that yellow highlight, $5.8 million, they only got $200,000 below what they were originally asking for. Now, I know this is a very extreme example because only the very upper 1% of people could ever afford a multi-million-dollar home like this, but yet there are still a lot of multi-million-dollar buyers coming into the Las Vegas real estate market. It just goes to show you that even though the sellers try to get $6 million for this home, they sold it for $5.8 million, which is not really that much of a discount, and they made obviously a very significant profit by owning it over the long term. All right, so now let's take a look at this second example of what was a Las Vegas home for sale up until about the beginning of this year. Now we're definitely coming way down in price. You can see on the left side of the screen, this home closed for $840,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, nearly 2,300 square foot home. But again, down below, I want to show you the full pricing history compared to where this home closed at, and then compare it to the original list price. Okay, so again, focus your attention down at the bottom of the screen in the blue highlight. Down in the bottom left there, the date says 9/24/2019. So we're going back nearly 6 years ago when this home was sold for $500,000. But now when we look just above that in that yellow highlight on the left side in that date, it says 12/5/2019. 2024. So about 5 years after these sellers bought the home, they listed it for sale for $858,000. It was a little bit high in price, but then take a look right at the top in that yellow highlight right in the middle there, which says sold $840,000. So there's two main takeaways here. Number one, this home about 6 years ago was sold for a very reasonable $500,000. So the big takeaway, number one, is that this home has gone up tremendously in the last 6 years because, again, that's what's happened to home prices. But the other main takeaway is this, especially in the Las Vegas real estate market, and regardless of the price point, if the home is priced properly, there are still buyers out there buying homes at all different price points, whether it was that luxury example that I just showed you or this example. When a home is priced right, there are still buyers out there that have the income and the wealth to be able to continue to buy these homes. And again, that's why home prices, especially here in Las Vegas, which is obviously a very popular city, continue to go higher. All right, so now let's take a look at this third and final example of what was a Las Vegas home for sale up until just a couple of weeks ago. Now we're coming way down in price. Now the median home price here in Las Vegas is about $485,000. So you can see on the left side of the screen, this home recently closed for $434,000, which is about $50,000 below that median price point. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot home. But again, I want to show you down below the full pricing history. All right, so one more time, focus your attention down at the bottom of the screen in the blue highlight. Down in the bottom left there, the date says 3/25/2013. So we're going back 12 years ago when this home was sold for just $139,000, which was really the very, very bottom end of the market likely when this person bought this home here in Las Vegas. Now, if we look at the date just above it in that yellow highlight, it says 2/21/2025. So then we fast forward to that date, which is 12 years later, just a couple of months ago, they listed this home for sale for $440,000. And then just about a month or so later, they sold the home for $434,000, which is only a $6,000 discount off the original list price, which again, just goes to show you, especially at this price point, homes are selling very rapidly when priced right, especially in the lower price category here in Las Vegas, because again, the demand is very strong from many out-of-state buyers, and people that have the economic means to be able to buy these homes are doing this every day in the market. Even though a lot of people think that the market is turning cold, this is happening every single day, especially in the median price point category. So now those are just a few of the many examples that I find here in the Las Vegas real estate market. And I wanted to show you those closings because it just goes to show you that a lot of people out there continue to think that the market is crashing. There are no buyers out there. And I can tell you right now, by being the boots on the ground here as a real estate agent here, this is not a sales pitch. It's just true facts and data that there are buyers at all different price points here buying in Las Vegas every day, especially when homes are priced right. So before we end today's video, I just want to give a shout out to my favorite comment from last week's video, and that goes to P1. Now I'm going to put his comments up here on full screen and read it to you, and then come back on the other side and comment on it. So P1 wrote, I service swimming pools south in town. A myriad of people are selling from California still and the East Coast. They're flocking to Inspirada, Anthem, and Summerlin. They're selling their places in California, paying cash, and have a ton of cash left over after. So this is a very important comment because this is what I call a boots on the ground comment. This is a person that is servicing swimming pools in different communities that he mentioned in the Las Vegas Valley. And he's talking about the fact that there's a tremendous amount of buyers, especially from very wealthy states like California, that can easily sell their homes in California. They're doing it every day, and they're easily able to buy homes here in the Las Vegas Valley. So again, California is a very big driver of Las Vegas home prices, and that has not changed for a very long time since the start of the pandemic, and I don't see that changing anytime soon, which is why, in my opinion, home prices continue to stay high and go higher here in Las Vegas. So just to close out the video, I just want to leave you guys with one final comment. There is no way right now to determine what's going to happen to the economy or the housing market, but one thing I know for sure is when you zoom out and you look at the overall housing market over the long term, home prices continue to go higher. Now, I've been getting a lot of blowback from people saying, why would you ever recommend buying a home right now when home prices are so high, interest rates are so high, and the economy now is on shaky ground? I am not at all telling people to buy a home if it's not comfortable for them. What I'm pointing out is that the people that earn a high income, the people that are high net worth individuals, investors, business owners, those people are continuing to buy homes at all different price points, not just here in Las Vegas, but throughout the whole country. What you need to do is crunch your own financial numbers and see if it's comfortable, if you have enough for a down payment, if you can make the monthly mortgage payments. If you can, I would suggest getting in the game and holding onto a property long-term, because we know that long-term trajectory. If you can't do it, then you're ultimately going to have to sit on the sidelines, but it's just going to get more difficult, because when you look at those data points, home prices continue to go higher. Now, I know everybody's circumstances are different. Some people want to wait things out. Some people are definitely buying right now. If you are thinking about buying a home, especially here in the Las Vegas real estate market, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. I'll see you in the next video.